Rhonda Whittaker had spent years trying to mend what was broken. Her daughter, Tiana, was her only child, the love of her life. But after her husband, Marcus, died in a car accident when Tiana was 16, everything fell apart. At first, they leaned on each other in their grief. But when Rhonda started seeing someone new, a man named Gerald, a smooth-talking contractor who had been a friend of Marcus, Tiana saw it as the ultimate betrayal. "How could you do this to Daddy?" she had screamed the night she found out. "He ain't even been dead 2 years, Mama." "Baby, I wasn't looking for this." "But I can't be lonely forever," Rhonda had pleaded, tears running down her face. But Tiana had already packed her bags and left for college, vowing never to speak to her mother again. For almost 12 years, they barely spoke. Tiana built a life for herself in Chicago, far from her hometown in Atlanta. She became a successful lawyer, got engaged to a man named Jordan, and pushed memories of her mother deep into the past. Rhonda, meanwhile, never stopped calling, never stopped trying. Every birthday, every Christmas, every holiday. Voicemails, texts, letters, even showing up at Tiana's firm once, only to be turned away. "Mama, I don't want to see you," Tiana had said during their last phone call 5 years ago. "You chose him over me. Just live with it." Rhonda had cried that night, but Tiana didn't care. The news that shattered everything. One day, Tiana's phone rang. It was her cousin, Keisha. "T, you need to come home," Keisha said softly. "Come home for what?" Tiana scoffed. "It's your mama. She in the hospital. It's bad." Tiana's body went cold. "What happened?" "Stage 4 cancer, T. She been sick for months, but she ain't tell nobody. She ain't want to bother you." Tiana's breath caught in her throat. She ain't tell me nothing. She didn't want to make you feel obligated. But she been asking for you, T." Tiana felt her chest tighten, but her pride was still too strong. I can't," she whispered before hanging up. 2 weeks passed, then came the second call. This time it wasn't Keisha, it was Gerald. "Tiana, she's gone," he said, his voice raw. Tiana collapsed onto the floor, phone still in her hand, a sharp wail ripping from her throat. The next thing she knew, she was on a plane back to Atlanta. At the funeral, the church was packed. People hugged her, saying how much Rhonda loved her, how she talked about her all the time. But it was what happened after the service that shook her to the core. Gerald pulled her aside. "She left you something," he said, handing her a letter. Tiana's hands trembled as she unfolded it. "My sweet girl, I never stopped loving you. I never chose anyone over you. I only wanted to survive, baby. The loneliness was killing me, and I knew I was losing you, but I didn't know how to stop it. I got sick a year ago. I wanted to tell you, but I was scared you'd turn me away again. I wanted my last memory of you to be the little girl who used to dance in the kitchen with me, who used to crawl into bed with me after a bad dream. I wanted to keep that part of you, even if you hated me now. I love you. I always will." Mama Tiana's knees buckled. She had wasted so much time. Her mother had begged for her forgiveness for years, and now she was gone. And now, for the rest of her life, Tiana would have to live with the fact that she never said, "I forgive you."